Most people think the San Francisco real estate is unbeatable. But no one is telling you this. The Peninsula market is surging while San Francisco currently is stumbling a little bit. So if you're buying for investment, tech, or family, picking the wrong place could cost you big time. But what if I told you that while San Francisco price per square feet is adjusting, the Peninsula market is heating up fast? And waiting too long could mean you could be priced out completely. Today, I'll break down the smartest buys for 2025 and exactly where you should be looking. Let's do this. Before we look at numbers, let's look at what your lifestyle will be like in these two different areas. Living in San Francisco versus in the Peninsula and choosing between two completely different worlds. Both amazing, but for very different reasons. This lifestyle difference typically tips the scale for my clients when they make that ultimate decision. San Francisco really is the ultimate urban experience. We live in San Francisco because we love the diversity, the vibrant community, and the walkability of the city and excellent public transportation. For example, Muni, BART, streetcars, and cable cars. Many SF residents do not need to own a car to get around. The potential savings from not owning a car? Well, there's a lot. Insurance, parking, and maintenance. Culturally, San Francisco is world-class. Think about the SF MoMA, the De Young Museum, the Exploratorium, the Academy of Science, and the melting pot of different cultural cuisines that people fly in just for the food scene. San Francisco has the most Michelin star restaurants per capita in America than anywhere else. The diverse cuisine at all price points is what attracts tourists to come in and experience. Now let's talk about the Peninsula difference. There's a Redwood City claim. The city of Redwood City, their climate is claimed by government as the best weather. The Eastern Peninsula is warmer and typically sunnier than San Francisco. In Burlingame, typically we call that some extreme weather. When it's summer, you get really hot. And when it's winter, you also get a bit cooler than San Francisco. Take your pick. When you look at Pacifica, Half Moon Bay, we call that the Coastal Peninsula. Similar to San Francisco and the western neighborhoods, you typically get a little bit cooler and more fog. Let's talk about safety and cleanliness. San Francisco, we continue to have a bit of challenge around homelessness. We have a new mayor now, so we are working on that. And there are going to be what we call city crime in certain areas. In the Peninsula, typically lower crime rates and fewer homelessness. We also generally see that area is a little bit cleaner, less graffiti and litter. Cities such as Burlingame, San Carlos, and Redwood City, there's a strong community pride, and they often stay together to keep the city and areas clean. What are the different lifestyles we can expect between San Francisco and Peninsula? San Francisco, it's energetic, diverse, urban environment with endless options. If you want to go dining, bars, walking, and just different sightseeing, San Francisco is the place to be. In the Peninsula, you can expect a traditional lifestyle with strong schools and family-friendly activities. I also have clients who are young professionals who typically start in San Francisco because they want to enjoy the nightlife, they want to enjoy the walkability, and they buy their first home, single family, or condo in San Francisco. 5 to 7 years later, they call me back because they are looking to start a family in a little bit more of a suburban area that's a very close-knit community. So they will call me and we will look at homes in the Peninsula for them to raise a family. So that's just the different trajectories, and you have to call me so we can discuss what situation is right for you. But your home isn't just where you live. It's also about how you get to work. Which brings me to a critical factor that makes or breaks the satisfaction of where you live and your daily commute. But first, if we have not met yet, I am Samantha Huang, your Bay Area real estate agent. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss any videos. Every week, we explore the best spots in the Bay Area and dive into the real estate market and top places to live and much more. And if you don't know who I am, here's a little fun fact about myself. I was born in Guangzhou, China, so I can speak Cantonese and Mandarin. 我会讲中文. I moved to San Francisco in 1995, graduated from Lowell High School, then moved on to San Jose State University in San Jose. Before moving back to the city, I settled in San Mateo for about 8 years. So I know everything you need to know about San Francisco, all the way to San Jose and Mid-Peninsula. Let's talk about the commute and transportation consideration. The most expensive homes quickly become a mistake if your commute is miserable. I've seen clients fall in love with a property only to realize 6 months later that their daily commute is making them absolutely miserable. So let's break down how transportation options differ between San Francisco and the Peninsula. Tech sector commute options vary by company and location, so you have to check with your company on their pickup shuttle maps. Major tech companies like Google, Apple, Meta operate different shuttle bus routes, and they provide that on their website. These tech shuttle pickup locations are throughout San Francisco and Peninsula. Tech buses offer Wi-Fi and comfortable seating. If you work in San Francisco, then typically public transportation is the best option for you, because if you drove into the city, parking in parking structures cost a premium per day, and they do offer monthly parking passes, but those also come with a high ticket price. In San Francisco, your options can be bus, Muni, or BART. BART also connects from Peninsula to San Francisco and the East Bay. The surprising fact is that if you take BART, even from Walnut Creek, you can get to San Francisco faster than certain western areas of San Francisco by car. Don't forget about the Caltrain option. Caltrain is critical for Peninsula commute. Caltrain runs from Gilroy through San Jose up to the Peninsula into San Francisco. The recent electrification should improve service, frequency, and reliability. For those of you who love driving and like being the flexibility of having your car, then Peninsula has two main freeways, the 101 and the 280. The 280 is nicknamed one of the most beautiful freeways that runs along hills and views. The Highway 101 runs along the bay through urban areas. Both are extremely congested during rush hours. San Francisco to Silicon Valley will take you about 60 to 90 minutes drive during rush hour. I've done it, and it's no fun. Peninsula to Silicon Valley is about 30 to 6 minutes, depending on where you start. If you live in the Peninsula and work in Silicon Valley, the potential savings is 5 to 10 hours per week compared to San Francisco. San Francisco public transit is comprehensive. You have Muni, buses, light rail, cable cars, and streetcars. In the Peninsula, you're a lot more limited to Samtrans, buses, and Caltrains. The public transit in the Peninsula, their service areas coverage is a lot less frequent, and it doesn't cover residential areas as thoroughly as San Francisco. San Francisco offers ferry services across the bay. Peninsula lacks direct North Bay access. Let's talk about what the pandemic did to our work pattern changes. Since the pandemic, people get to work from home a few days a week. We call that the hybrid work model. Although there's a lot of changes coming where it may or may not be as attractive to live further from where you work, depending on how many days a week you need to get back into the office. Here's a quick tip for you. Wherever you live and where you're going to be buying a home, do a test drive different times and hours of the day so you can see what the traffic congestion or the bus routes would be like before you make that decision. Now let's dive into numbers, the ones that actually matter to you in 2025. San Francisco remains to be one of the most premium, priciest markets in the country, with median home prices towering over $1.6 million for single-family homes and condo sales prices averaging at about $1.1 million. But there's a real question. Is San Francisco still worth that price tag? Or is your money better spent somewhere else? San Francisco single-family home prices median at about $1.6 million. That's taking the premium areas and averaging it with areas that still are going through the gentrification process. San Francisco median condo sales price is at about 1.1 million. There's been a little bit recent volatility with the San Francisco market. It is tied to the economy. It is tied to the interest rates. So the recent volatility caused a slight 5% price drop over the last 30-day period in early 2025. But despite San Francisco's volatility, we are a steady 3, 5, 10% growth year over year, depending on which neighborhood we're looking at. The main point with San Francisco real estate is that there is still more demand than there is supply. With San Francisco inventory remaining low, it is supporting the higher prices despite the fluctuations and things that are going on with the economy and interest rates. Bidding wars are still happening in most parts of San Francisco in single-family home market. I will give you a geographic overview of what we are calling the Peninsula. The peninsula spans anywhere between South San Francisco all the way to Palo Alto and Mountain View. Peninsula is not just the bayside stretch to Pacific Ocean. Peninsula offers more housing options at various price points because it covers a bigger geographic location. Peninsula also shows a little bit more pricing stability in areas that cover a really good school district, high walkability scores, because San Francisco runs on a lottery system currently with their school district. Across the board, we are seeing areas in Peninsula having a steady appreciation. Peninsula market is driven by the proximity to major tech hubs. Major employers in the Peninsula cover Apple, Meta, Google, Electronic Arts, and PlayStation. South San Francisco is a major biotech hub driving up their demand in housing. Now, the fun part. Let's cover the housing values of certain parts of San Francisco and certain parts of the Peninsula. See if we can find an apples-to-apples comparison. That's going to be hard, but I will try. So now let's talk about houses. Let's use our median sales price of 1.6 million to compare San Francisco and San Mateo County in the Peninsula. So let's see what you could actually buy with this budget in each area in 2025. This is where things get really eye-opening and interesting for a lot of my clients.
So tour with me. This is what just about 1.6. The property is listed for 1,388. It's 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms, 1,877 square feet. The seller's expectation here is anywhere between 1.5 to 1.6. So this is what about 1.5 to 1.6, just under the median sales price, will get you in the Excelsior area. You can see the square footage. You can see that the property is completely renovated and it is open concept. Kitchen, cabinets, appliances are all new. 2 floors of functional floor plan, beautiful deck, primary suite, all modern amenities, family room downstairs, office space, bedrooms, bathrooms, and a beautifully manicured yard. Here we have what 1.5 to 1.6 million will get us in Noe Valley. This property is 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, just about 1,500 square feet. This property should get bid up as well, so that what you are gaining in location. There is a sacrifice there for this property, and you notice the original detailing of the fireplace. The property needs work, original wood floors, very dated kitchen. The linoleum floors are coming up, old appliances, no dishwasher. So about the 1.5 to 1.6 million dollar budget, you're getting a home that needs work in the heart of one of the most desirable areas in San Francisco. The basement is undeveloped. Here's the floor plan, but you are in prime location. This is listed for 1.3. It should sell for anywhere between 1.45 to 1.55 million, depending on the competition. It's 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's 1,900 square feet. In that price range, you could see the home is what we would call move-in ready. It's in between that fixer-upper we just saw in Noe Valley and the completely renovated home in southern border of San Francisco in the Excelsior. The kitchen is recently refreshed. Appliances new. The kitchen is enclosed. The home is painted, refinished flooring. The bathroom is moderately updated, what I would call refreshed. There is a family room downstairs. It's probably bonus space where the sellers developed over time. The yard is a little less unmanicured, but useful space. Part of the garage and the exterior looks to be painted. So follow me and I can show you what these homes end up selling for. But here's what you do get in just under the median sales price in San Francisco in the different pockets of desirability.
In the heart of San Francisco premium neighborhoods like Noe Valley, Potrero Hill, 1.6 million probably only gets you a 2-bedroom and 2-bath condo. But the trade-off is that you have proximity to restaurants, parks, and public transportation. Other neighborhoods in San Francisco, for example, Sunset and Richmond, for 1.6 million, you should get a small single-family home with garage. The only trade-off there would be that the condition of the home would be relatively original. Now, if you don't mind the charm that original architecture gets you, that would be a fine place to start. In the western side of neighborhoods in San Francisco, for example, Sunset District and Richmond District, for 1.6 million, that should get you about a 2-bedroom single-family home. This single-family home is going to come with some vintage charm, a little bit more original detailing. If you don't mind the 1930s and 40s vintage charm, then that is a good place to start. Because at around 1.6 million, this single-family home should also come with a full-size garage.
Here we have San Mateo. This is the San Mateo Village. Good location, walkable, pretty central. In San Mateo, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, listed for 1.6 million, is about 1120 square feet. Home is pretty, it's beautiful. It's a rancho style home, 1 level. Here's all the amenities that is listed out for you. Beautiful deck, nice updated living room, looks to be a gas fireplace, dining area, updated kitchen. That is your detached office. Updated bathrooms, primary suite, kids' room, and the garage. Beautiful backyard, flat, very usable, large lot, detached home. And that is what about 1.6 million gets you in San Mateo. This property is 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms, listed for just about 1.35 million in San Bruno. This is not the most desirable pocket of San Bruno, but you can see for 1,400 square feet, the home is updated, 2-car side-by-side garage, open concept, some views of the mountains, updated bathrooms, primary suite, beautiful deck, family room, office, bathroom downstairs. And that is what just about 1.4 million will get you in San Bruno. I try to find homes that were listed at around 1.6 million in Burlingame, and I was not successful. The lowest price point I was able to find was a home listed for 1.7 million. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. It is 1,240 square feet. This home is listed in the Burlingame Terrace area. It is the east side of El Camino, which typically is not as desirable. But I like this Burlingame Terrace pocket. It's typically nice streets. People have pride of ownership, very flat area that you could walk to downtown. I like the 2-car garage. The home has been beautifully maintained. It's been refreshed, painted, refinished wood floors, new light fixture, moderately updated kitchen. They painted the cabinets, a little older appliances, good sized bedrooms. So this is starting at 1.7 million. I do see that this will be multiple offers. So you're getting a lot less space at just above that median sales price point if we move to Burlingame.
In the Peninsula, a 1.6 million budget should get you a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom layout, typically with a 2-car side-by-side garage. $1.6 million neighborhoods are likely to be Daly City, South San Francisco, San Bruno. These areas are more in the North Peninsula, and for that budget, this home should be on a larger lot, typically more updated with some modern amenities. For that same median sales price of around 1.6 million, there were probably about 5% more inventory in the North Peninsula than there were in San Francisco. Comparing that same budget, you should get a little over 20 to 30% more space in the North Peninsula. Now, what if you are under that $1.6 million budget, you ask? Well, let's look at more affordable areas of San Francisco. If you're thinking under 1.6 million, a little bit more updated, a little bit more space, then we're looking at areas such as Excelsior, Visitation Valley, and Bayview. These areas, median sales prices are likely anywhere between 1.1 million to 1.6 million for a single family home, and that's what we are looking at for entry-level pricing. The exact price points always depend on location in that neighborhood, size of the home, and also renovations, the type of renovations it does or does not have. So if you would like specific examples, reach out to me and we can dive into what your budget looks like for different neighborhoods. Now, budget options. If we want to stay under 1.6 million, the most affordable areas in the Peninsula would be Pacifica, Daly City, South San Francisco, and parts of San Bruno. Similar price points to affordable areas of San Francisco, 1.1 up to 1.5 or 1.6 million, you should be getting a larger lot, more space, parking, and updated homes.
For 1.1 to 1.2 million, we could only afford Mission Dolores in San Francisco. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo for about 1,300 square feet. You do get 1 parking. So this is our Mission Dolores condo, 2 units. Top floor, cozy living room, formal dining, keeping some of the original architecture of the home, relatively updated kitchen, shared backyard. Here's our layout, 2 bedrooms in the back, laundry, bathroom, kitchen, hallway, living and dining. Nice layout. For just about 1.1 million, we could still get Noe Valley, although we are going to be on the main street, which is San Jose Ave. You can see in this Noe Valley location, we're very close to 24th and Mission BART station, which makes it very convenient. You are getting, for 1.1 million, we're getting a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home for about 1,150 square feet and no parking. So here, we're moving from Mission Dolores to arguably a little bit better area, which is Noe Valley. Updated unit, no parking. Here is our floor plan. Deeded terrace, primary bedroom, living room, dining, kitchen. And then there's an office, and another guest bathroom. Here we have another 1.1 million condo in San Francisco. Now we're in Buena Vista, Haight-Ashbury Heights. Great location. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, just about 1,000 square feet, just under 1.1 million. Here we have the living room, kitchen, dining, nice Peninsula island, updated kitchen, balcony, office, the 1 bedroom ensuite, washer dryer. Very, very cool architecture. Basement. This is our 1 bedroom, 1,050,000 condo in San Francisco. You do get 1 parking, which is nice. So for 1.2 million, where we're going to find that in the San Francisco is going to be Outer Mission, Excelsior. We talked about Visitation Valley. This one is listed for 1.2 million. We're getting 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, about 1,400 square feet. This is a nicely maintained home, kept its charm, updated kitchen, good sized bedrooms, family room, bathrooms, wet bar downstairs, clean garage, nice backyard. So this is what about 1.2 million will get us in the Outer Mission. And if we wanted to look at 1.1 million, what 1.1 million will get us is going to be something similar to what I had listed at 206 Yale. Here is what about 1.1 million will get us in the Excelsior Portola district. This is a really nice, let's look at the specs of the home. 1.1 million, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2.5 bath, 1,338 square feet, 2-car parking, nicely updated. This is a newer built home. Updated kitchen, dining area, bathrooms, large bedrooms, primary suite, the 3rd bedroom, 2-car side-by-side garage, and also very walkable, just on the southern border of San Francisco. So then let's look at what 1.2 million gets you in the Peninsula. If you were looking for a single family home, then all we get is in Pacifica, which this is very close to Daly City, part of Pacifica, and I like. Here we have a single family home listed for 1.2 million in Pacifica. It's a little bit close, surrounded by highways, so the location's not perfect, but it is still close to Daly City. A bit original, it's 1,200 square feet, carpets, updated kitchen, although we saw some popcorn ceilings in the living room and the bedrooms. This is owner occupied, not staged. Parking, yard. Here's the layout. Here is what you can get for 1.1 million in Pacifica. 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 1,360 square feet. Nicely refreshed, painted, vaulted ceilings, wood floors throughout, open kitchen. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath home, updated bathrooms, nice manicured yard, good space, 2-car garage, proximity to hiking trails, parks. So for 1.1 million, you can also obtain a home in Daly City, a single family rancher style home, 1-car parking, updated on the interior. This is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath home, 1,200 square feet, updated kitchen. The home is staged nicely. Updated bathrooms, 1-car parking, small parking space, flat lot. Overall, a very nice starter home. This is what about 1.1 million will get you in San Bruno. This is what we call the double heart of San Bruno. This is the east side of El Camino, typically not as desirable, so you get a little bit better price. Closer to the airport, closer to downtown San Bruno. This property is 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 1,500 square feet. Definitely worth an investment. Good home to move into as a starter home. This is what you get for just about 1.1 million in San Bruno, California. Not the most desirable part. So for the same just about 1.1 to 1.2 million budget in premium areas of Burlingame, you're looking at a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo for about 1,160 square feet. So you've traded the area and the size of the home. You traded the better area for a smaller home. Here you have a condo, renovated, updated with an island, 2-bedroom, 2 baths, nice flooring, have a deck, balcony, private patio, primary suite. It's a 2-bedroom, 2 bath, in-unit washer dryer. Here's the community with parking. Then in San Carlos, this is a downtown location. This is what you get for 1 million, just about 1.1 million, about 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, convenient location, updated unit, open concept, recessed lighting, wood flooring with a balcony. Now you have a condo for just about 1.1 million in San Carlos. In San Mateo, for just about 1.1 million, you can get a townhome. The townhome is 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 1,355 square feet. This location is walkable distance to downtown, walkable to Caltrans, open concept, newer built, island. They virtually staged this, which is okay, with flooring, updated bathrooms, good size room, in-unit washer dryer. Here's your floor plan. 1,300 square feet. It's what 1.1 million gets you in San Mateo.
Yes, 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 yes. This is me ratifying 5 deals in the last 24 hours. Yay! I'm so happy for my sellers. I'm so happy for my buyers. Sellers are winning in this market, and my buyers also win. San Francisco premiums are typically based primarily on location and urban lifestyle. Peninsula premiums are typically based on price per square feet, the community, and newer construction. If you're looking to purchase a home in 2025, you need to know where the smart money is headed over the next 5 to 10 years. Real estate is typically a long-term investment, so looking beyond the current market conditions to future trends is critical. We typically base the future on what we can see in the past. So let's look at historic performances. San Francisco goes through periods of explosive growth, followed by plateau small dips. Peninsula is a little bit more consistent, less spectacular appreciation, a little bit more stability, which is great for conservative investors. San Francisco historic appreciation, we are at about 4 to 7% year over year, tracking the past decade. Peninsula San Mateo County historic appreciation ranges anywhere between 3 to 6% annually, varying by communities. And these are all based on data we get from our MLS portals. Of course, San Francisco typically gives you higher potential returns, but it also experiences higher volatility. San Francisco is very, very limited in new development. We're running out of space. I always tell clients, if you're looking for a single-family home, we are very limited in supply. So with high demand, low supply, typically it outweighs what's happening in the economy. It just depends on whether it's the high or the dip. But if you're looking and you're consistently making offers, we will feel the dips and the rises of the market. San Francisco does have some major developments planned, like the infrastructure project, transit improvements, waterfront development. Peninsula has more room for growth and development. So typically you see larger lots, homes are typically detached, and we're still seeing a few new developments pop up. Peninsula is going through some significant downtown revitalization, Redwood City, San Mateo. Transit-oriented development around Caltrains and potential new appreciation hotspots. San Francisco remains the undisputed artificial intelligence capital of the world. With everyone talking about AI, that is absolutely something to watch for. San Mateo County and the Peninsula is really close to the AI and biotech hubs, which also sustains demand. Peninsula's proximity to AI and biotech hubs sustains demand. Some companies shift towards satellite offices could potentially level the playing field for Peninsula and San Francisco. But let's be honest, supply truly constrains both areas, San Francisco and in the Peninsula. When we're comparing the two, depending on what your needs are, we still have a shortage in supply. San Francisco is essentially 100% built out. Very little undeveloped land. Peninsula has more potential for new construction, but both faces geographic and regulatory constraints. So again, with limited supply, we see long-term values continue to go up. Currently in 2025, interest rates and the stock market is taking a roller coaster ride. But as that stabilizes, we will find real estate market to be a little bit more predictable. During the pandemic, we found a lot of people moved out of San Francisco, either to the Peninsula, to East Bay, and beyond. There's been a strong demand to shift towards larger homes and more outdoor space. Increased demand for home offices, yards, and just room to spread out. These features are more common to find in homes in the Peninsula. Here's some demographic data. San Francisco attracts younger single professionals, while the Peninsula is drawing a lot of families and established professionals towards there. Millennials are aging into family-forming years. The increased draw from people moving from San Francisco to the Peninsula is the increase in demand for good school districts. So because millennials are moving into family planning, they often move from San Francisco to the Peninsula for that reason. Now, a lot of my clients will try the San Francisco lottery first because you can typically lottery into your 3 top choices, then they can stay put and does not have to make a move. But if you want to understand more about the lottery system, give me a call. San Francisco has some continued challenges with homelessness, crime in certain areas, and high cost of living. While the Peninsula has traffic congestion if you work really far from where you live, some areas also have high fire risk and affordability issues as well. Now, based on everything we covered so far, here's my actionable framework for deciding between San Francisco and the Peninsula in 2025. I've used this approach with hundreds of clients, and it really helps them clarify what can feel like an overwhelming decision. People who really prefer urban living with proximity to amenities and restaurants, they would prefer to live in places like Hayes Valley, Mission, North Beach, in San Francisco, where vibrant street life and amazing restaurant with easy public transportation exists. Now, the trade-off is that for the same budget, you will get less space because you're paying higher price per square feet. For San Francisco, families often choose to live in Noe Valley, Potrero Hill, and Bernal Heights. These neighborhoods feel like you are in the heart of San Francisco with easy restaurant and amenity access and have more available single-family homes. While prices for Noe Valley, Potrero Hill will range anywhere between $1.7 to $2 million for a modest single-family home, families find that it's worth that price tag. San Francisco best family value, well, that will be the Sunset and the Richmond district. There's a lot more residential and larger homes in that area. It's near the Golden Gate Park, the Ocean Beach. The trade-off is the weather, but often people find that they like being close to the park and beaches and a little bit larger home and still near good schools. So they find that it is worth the budget. Schools and space is typically a high priority for anybody wanting to live in the peninsula. So those family options in the peninsula are San Mateo, Burlingame, San Carlos, and Redwood City, where families really value community, school district, and walkability. These homes often come with larger yard space, a little bit more updated, and strong public schools. When you rank these preferences, when you look at price per square feet, we will be looking at Hillsborough, Burlingame, then we come to San Carlos, Redwood City for a little bit better value. For those who are outdoor seekers, outdoor recreation lovers love Pacifica Half Moon Bay because there's typically homes with ocean views, beaches, and hiking trails. They're also a little bit lower price points compared to the rest of the peninsula. The trade-off for the lower price points in the peninsula is that you will experience a little bit longer commutes and a little bit less urban amenity. Here are some budget-based recommendations. And around the $1 million budget, you're primarily looking at condos or small homes in the outlier of San Francisco. With about $1 million budget, you're looking for townhome options and gentrifying areas and pockets of Daly City, South San Francisco, and San Bruno. With a 1.5 to 2 million budget, you will find a decent single-family home in most neighborhoods except for the premium areas. For 1.5 to 2 million budget in the peninsula, you should be able to find a nice single-family home except in the exclusive areas of the peninsula. You don't want to sacrifice or make compromises? For those who do not want to make sacrifices or compromises, with a 2 million plus budget, you should be able to find excellent homes in both San Francisco and the peninsula, and your decision would be primarily based on lifestyle. If you are making a short-term investment, and when I say short-term investment, I'm thinking you will be in this home for less than 5 years, then San Francisco will give you higher volatility and returns. But if you want to invest in real estate as a longer-term investment, the peninsula, you will also see consistent appreciation. Depending on your budget, there will always be good options, depending on your list of priorities. But as I am in real estate, I always say the appreciation always depends on location, location, location. You can change everything, all the cosmetics about a home. You cannot change the location that you've invested in. So, buyer profile recommendations: young professionals valuing nightlife, urban amenities, San Francisco's Mission, Hayes Valley, Soma, and Mission Bay. That'll be good options for you. The vibrant scene, good public transportation, and ideal for those who work near downtown. Families with school-aged children, I find clients, they like the Peninsula, San Carlos, Burlingame for excellent school district. Although San Francisco, Noe Valley, West Portal, Forest Hill Extension have really strong schools as well with a strong community feel. For empty nesters, San Francisco Marina, North Beach, Russian Hill typically have views. They're walkable to dining, which is the best part about being in the heart of San Francisco. Peninsula downtown, San Mateo, Burlingame are also very walkable, have a lot of diversity in restaurants and transportation. For investors, if you're looking for rental demand, we recommend San Francisco Soma and Mission Bay, where there's a high-tech force working in that area. In the peninsula, invest near transportation. Honestly, the right choice for you really comes down to your personal priorities. Whether you're looking for urban versus suburban lifestyle, the space versus the location, the immediate needs versus long-term investment goals, there is no universally better option, just the option that's the right fit for your specific situation. Ready to find your dream neighborhood? Well, let's make it happen. You can call or email me at 415-640-7602 or soldbysamanthah@gmail.com, and I will help you discover the best location for your lifestyle and budget. And if you love this video, there's more where that came from. Click here for the next one and stay ahead in the real estate game.